Hey guys, Joe with Ferro here, as I'm sure it's painfully obvious. Well, we're here for week number 9, I believe, of 52 ferro rod fires. And this week is a little bit different. It's also pretty special to me. That's why it's kind of late. Just been waiting for the perfect opportunity where it wasn't too rushed, so I had a few minutes or a few extra minutes to put it together. Don't know if I'm going to need them or not, but I want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about why this is special to me. And you know, if this turns out to be long-winded, which I'm probably very famous for at this point, just go ahead and skip ahead, and we'll get to the crux of the fire here fairly soon. But the backstory of this is about a year and a half ago. I'm sure he'll come on here and correct me. He's a stickler for details. I came across a guy who was just about to go into advanced Pathfinder class. He'd cut himself up on his one of his hands pretty good. But what struck out at me was the guy was ballsy enough to go in there with a pretty serious injury and say, screw it, I signed up for it, I paid for it, I'm injured, it's not the best of circumstances, but I'm going to go in there and kick some ass and take names. And so he did, and he passed. It's been long enough. The details are kind of fuzzy, but I don't think he was. I don't think everybody in that class passed. So I mean, he was among a select few that made it through. Anyway, so that piqued my interest in this man, and I started paying attention to his posts, to his videos, and you could tell through both that the internet wasn't something he was that comfortable with. But he was putting himself out there, and in a humble way. It was obvious that he wanted to teach more, not really teach from a perspective of, well, here I have the knowledge, I want to show you how to do it right. This is more so, I want to show you what I've learned through the School of Hard Knocks, and I hope I can help you get, maybe skip some of these obstacles that have been in my way. This is the journey that I've taken, and this is where I've ended up. And maybe you can garnish something that will help you in your journey from it. Anyway, so long story short, skip past some of my rambling. The man quickly became a mentor of mine. Later on, there was a giveaway from Primal Edge. I don't enter many giveaways, simply because I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm blessed. If we need gear, if I want a knife. We don't have a lot of expendable capital, but I was able to sell some stuff from before I was married 10 or 15 years ago that was just sitting in the closet that was funded my current knife collection and some of my gear. So anyway, but at the time I really wanted this knife, and so I participated in that giveaway. Well, my mentor ended up winning it, and long story short, that mentor and I, we made a trade. It's not that he disliked the knife, he liked it a lot, but I had something he wanted just a little bit more, and the opposite was true of me. I liked what I traded for the knife, but I liked that knife just a little bit more. So my new everyday carry knife, which is in a neck sheath now, but it will be on my belt when I go to work, is another Primal Edge Mako. Has a little bit thicker grind than the newer ones, which is why I wanted it for work. It still works great, but anyway. So, as many of you may have figured out, Larry Roberts, my mentor, this 52 Ferro Rod Fire week number 9 is dedicated to you, my friend. Your friendship and what you have shown and taught online over the last year or so, give or take, that I've known you, have meant a lot to me, and I've learned a lot from you. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for putting yourself out there, because I know it wasn't easy for you to do. And anyway, let's get on to today's tinder. Cheers, Larry. Alright, another reason why this week's is special, and because the same person, a lot of you guys might remember the Tinder exchange I proposed. I don't know, I think it's been about 8 months, maybe a year ago. Only Justin and Travis really participated in that. I sent out a bunch of Tinder. They're the only ones to actually respond to it, though. And I had a lot of guys, and I was really hoping, and I had several guys say, you know, I've got some birch bark. You know, if you need some, you know, I'll send you some to get you to try it out. And I never actually got any. And I've been wanting to play with this stuff ever since I saw Ray Mears on one of his videos. I don't even remember which one at this point. Oh, I don't know, probably 3 or so years ago. I saw him torch some of this stuff off, and I've just been fascinated with it. Now, I mean, in reality, it's probably a very similar concept to fatwood, but still, you know, it's different. And in honor of Larry, I suppose, let's take this stuff through its paces. Even though I have a fair idea of how to light it off, I'm just gonna start at the beginning, I guess, and see what all we can do with it. And I'm not going to use all of this. I only have 3 pieces, so I'm going to save it. And honestly, 2 of the 3 pieces have a different bark pattern. And I'm going to cut off little swatches of that stuff, laminate it. Because supposedly there's birch around here, sweet birch and river birch, I believe. And so maybe kind of cut out patterns so I can find it, because there are rivers around here. So, and I've heard tell people locally say, oh yeah, I've got some river birch on my property, but I can never find it. So, anyway. Alright, there's a little square. Now, I'm pretty sure this is not going to work. But, like I said, let's just start the progression. This is the inner bark. Scoot back, I'm missing the swatch here. Oop, I broke through. I think I just shoved half my birch bark down the rotten stump. See what I mean? No, I'm not trying to set the woods on fire. I'm just getting rid of a ridge. It's in my Ferro that's preventing me from going all the way down. This really is funny. There we go. Alright, well, that's burning out. Let's do this again with what I think I was doing wrong. Just using the backside as a base. And honestly, probably not enough of it for the base I have here. bad. Scrape up some of this inner stuff. Which I don't have a whole heck of a lot here. Scoot that over the side. I'm sure Larry's going to chime in here. Said I was intending to do it wrong on that one. Well, sort of. Intending to take it from the aspect of I'd never seen this done before. And quite frankly, I used more than I intended, so I don't have much to work with here. Do this without tossing my bark everywhere. There we go. Alright. That's how I'd seen it done before. Rough it up a little bit, get that going, add another piece of bark to it, and bingo. There you go. And I still get to keep a little piece for my swatches. So there you have it, guys. Larry Roberts, thank you very much, brother. You've been a great inspiration, a great mentor to me, and I'm proud to say you've been a great friend. Thank you very much, guy. Thank you for the knife and for the birch bark. It's been a lot of fun playing with it, man. Alright, guys, I hope you learned something. I know I did. And sorry for being long-winded, but this week was special. See you next week, week 10, and just to let you guys know, I do have something special planned for next week, so stay tuned. See you next week.